But who better to talk to going into a Game 7 here in Phoenix, Arizona than Luis Gonzalez? Gonzo, how you doing?
Good. What's going on, guys?
Not just a lot of basketball panic. That's what's going on.
First of all, I don't splatter easily, okay? I don't at all. But what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing the Dallas Mavericks, actually the players, Gonzo, outplay the Phoenix Suns players. And that's a little disconcerting because I did not expect to see that. I still think the Phoenix Suns are a better team, and I think they'll prove that, of course, on Sunday night, Game 7. But as you know, right now, man, if you're the underdog and you're going into Game 7, man, you're playing with house money, are you not?
Oh, absolutely. And the thing for me is the positive thing for the Suns, are playing at home. They've played so well at home. We have our home crowd, things like that. The thing that is concerning for me is everybody, we're so focused on Luka, and he's gotten into everybody's head, it seems like, on the Suns team. And this is my outside perspective. I'm not in the locker room, and I don't know what's going on. But
you would know if you were in there.
Yeah, I mean, they're so concerned about the hard fouls and things like that. And I told you guys before we went on, it feels like watching the NBA playoffs now is almost getting like soccer. Mm-hmm. The flopping and I got hit in the shin, but I'm going to hold my neck or my head like I got hard foul for 2 shots. I mean, come on, guys. The games are on TV. They're going to show replays. You guys are pros out there. I'm concerned that they're more worried about the fouling part of it. It's going to be a physical game anyway. It's Game 7. Luka's their top dog out there, and he's the most hated guy in Phoenix. But you take him on your team, so you know he's a good player. Yeah. And just as Booker, when he goes to Dallas, everybody and Chris Paul, they hate him. They hate both of them over there, and that's to be expected because you're on the opposing team that has a chance to knock them out of a playoff. So for me, I just think that they need to refocus and get back to how they won, and they were a team. I mean, you saw during the season, man, they were footloose and fancy-free. Every one of their guys coming off the bench, everybody was playing well. They were gelling well together. And now it just seems like they're in a panic. They get in a foul, the foul problem, and they're more concerned about the hard foul and what. Man, it happens. Those are going to happen. Just make your free throws, get back out there and play the game. And at the end of the day, when you throw egg on their face because you won the game, that's the best medicine for me. Don't tit for tat on the court. That doesn't do anything for me as a player.
We're talking to Luis Gonzalez, and it's funny, Gonzo, we were on with Bickley and Murata this morning. We were trying to figure out, the biggest Game 7s in the history of the Valley, and we're thinking this one coming up on Sunday might be number 2. You played number 1, and you had a pretty big hit in that particular game. So
kind of a big deal.
Yeah, you're probably the perfect person to talk to today. I know it's a different sport, but like the mindset going into a Game 7, even just like, the day leading up to it.
Yeah, this will be the longest couple hours before that game. Those guys, I guarantee you the Suns players were on that plane chomping at the bit to get on the court for Game 7 right now because they want to get back at it and prove that they're the best team. I mean, these guys dominated all regular season, but now it's amped up a little bit more. There's more at stake now, so you're going to have to rely on more players. Chris Paul, he's getting banged around a lot in there. I mean, those guys are getting really physical with a guy like him. And whether it's up to another guy to kind of protect him in there, you don't want like the Goonie or anything like that, like in hockey. But, you got to look out for your guy, set more screens, do something. I mean, you can't blame it on the coaches. I mean, those guys, Monty and those guys, have prepared their guys all season long. Now it's up to you. It bothers me when I hear, and I've seen a lot, the coaches. This guy was a coach of the year anyway. He got those guys prepared to play every day. It's up to the players anyway.
Yes.
The players have to go out there and perform.
Yes.
You can't go out there looking for excuses. You got to be accountable for the way you go out there and play. If I had a bad game, I'll be the first to step up and say, I stunk it up today, and tell your teammates, I'm going to be there tomorrow. These guys need to rest up and get ready because it's going to be a dogfight out there on Sunday.
I was just going to say that, Gonzo, with you, of course, playing in Game 7 and doing what you did, the clutch player that you were, what would you say to a Devin Booker? What would you say to a Chris Paul about this and how the series has gone?
They're great.
Now?
They're great players, and they're in a different sport than what I played. We had a 162-game grind and things like that. You win a lot, you lose a lot, but these guys had
pressure was there.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's there for them now because these guys were expected to just whistle right through the whole playoffs and get to the finals again because they were there last year. So a lot of times, I don't know if you got like complacent and just said, "Oh, you know what? We're going to make it again." Like it happened to our team in 2001. 2002, we were like, "You know what? We just got to the World Series. We're going to get there again." And it never happened again. That's why the window of opportunity is so short. There's so many great players that play this game and don't get an opportunity. Look at Chris Paul. He's played so many years, been an all-star, and there's so many of those guys in the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL that play for a long time and don't even get a chance to get to the playoffs. So you have to play every game like it's going to be your last. And I think this Game 7, they got to let it all hang out. You got to play with urgency. You got to go out there and, I mean, there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
You got to win this one before you get to tomorrow. So you got to lay all your eggs in one basket, man. You got to let it all hang out. And I have confidence that these guys are going to play well. They're back home. The crowd has been phenomenal here. They were last year here, and I think they can do it again. I just think that they just need to tune out. You know, Dallas is. It's almost like they're playing in their head a little bit. They're playing physical. And they're.
You think Dallas is in their head?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt.
Luka Doncic in particular.
Yeah, and they're like pushing them around, and you know the hard fouls and things like that. And you see the frustration on our guys when they get up, and you know you see them talking to the referees like, "Hey, you know, keep an eye on this," and you know, and I'm like, just play the game. Everybody will see it. You know, just go out there and play hard.
Do you think it helps at all that they did make that run last year now going into a Game 7? I mean, they didn't have any Game 7s last year, and it's easy from the outside to make the connection of, hey, they were in the playoffs last year, so they've experienced some pressure, but they also haven't experienced this exact situation, so maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not because of the simple fact that they played well last year. They got to that point, but this is a whole new season, all new guys, a year older for everybody, and you know, you get experience from playing in those games, but you're playing a totally different team. And I think Dallas, you know, they got Jason Kidd over there, and I think he knows, you know, he was a former player, and he's point guard, and I think he probably knows, okay, this is how we can kind of probe a little bit at Chris Paul and get under Booker's skin a little bit. And what happens is you lose focus of the task at hand, and now you're worried about everything else around you. Everything that's going on around you. So these guys are great players, man. These guys are all-star players that we have on this Phoenix Suns team. And that's why I said the advantage that they have. If this game was in Dallas for Game 7, I'd really be worried.
Yeah.
But I know it's at home. They feel comfortable. They're sleeping in their own beds. They're getting ready for the game. And I think Sunday, they know the crowd's going to bring it. Now it's up to them to go out there, and they could set that tone real early in this ball game. Because you know Dallas, the way they've won their games have been physical, and they're going to come right back at it. If it's worked for them this far, they're going to continue to do it again. So, you know, if you can get a couple of their guys in foul trouble, you know, attack Luka and see if he, you know, makes those fouls or whatever, and you know, it doesn't have to be Booker and Paul. Send some of them other guys in there that you can sacrifice the lamb a little bit and throw some of those other guys in there. But you gotta try something to get them going.
Yeah, dude, you are the best, man. Seriously, Gonzo.
Well, I want them to win, man. I want to win.
I get your perspective on this.
Yeah.
This is huge coming from you and your past experience, of course, as a professional athlete and doing it when it mattered the most. Because, as you know, I have no playoff experience.
Gonzalez digs into the plate, and a little booper. Big hit! Diamondbacks win! They're the world champions! Gonzalez did it!
20-something years later, I still get goosebumps, and you know what? It still feels damn good. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks, Gonzo.
You're the best, buddy. Thanks.
See you guys. Thanks.
Yeah.